tell me your name, where you're from, what city and state you're from, and what you do for a living.
My name is KEckley, and I'm from Frederick, Maryland, and I'm a project manager at Lockheed Martin with the National Cancer Institute.
All right, cool. So let's go right into chili.
Okay.
Why do you love it? I've talked to enough people who travel all around the country every other weekend, and I think it's nutty. Why do you love it?
I like cooking chili, I guess, for a variety of reasons. One, I do kind of like the competition. I do kind of beat myself up when I don't do well, but then as soon as I succeed, I get really excited and just the fever comes back into it. I like going to new places. I like meeting new people, and the chili cooks really are kind of a second family for us. We've had chili cooks come to our wedding. Chili cooks send flowers when my husband was in the hospital. A lot of people in a lot of states that would really go out of their way for us, and we would do the same. So.
All right. So let's go back to the competition.
Okay.
Because this is a competition show.
Yes, it is.
How competitive are you?
I think it depends. My level of competitiveness depends on who I'm cooking against and around. I'm pretty competitive with my husband, my father, and my two stepkids when they're competing, because we all compete, the entire family. But and sometimes with certain people, there are certain people that we meet along the way, and you love everybody a certain way, but there are certain people that you just want to beat. You want to compete against them, and you want to just kick their butt. And so I live for that.
You say something like that, and I'm going to have to ask who this year, what do you have to kick?
Oh.
Well, in the beginning of the year, it was my stepsons. Because last year I was pregnant with my first child, and I couldn't qualify all year. There's a couple cook-offs we came in really close, and then at the very end, the last cook-off I could compete in, he won. And I was, I think, 4th behind him. So this year, the first couple cook-offs, it was definitely my stepson.
That's kind of hurt to have someone so young beating you in competition.
It was. But, it was all in the family, so it was like a bittersweet. I would have liked to have won the cook-off and gone to the Worlds, but it was good for him to get his qualification, because in the end, I couldn't go anyway, because our son wasn't born till 8 days late, or really 5 days past flying age. We actually had airfare set up for him before he was even born to go to the Worlds, but he was born 5 days too late to fly, so I stayed home. And the entire family went to the Worlds while I stayed home with a 10-day-old.
Oh, how did you feel? I mean, it was like the greatest moment of your life, and also one of the saddest?
You could say that. I think between the whole just giving birth and then leaving, I was really an emotional wreck the whole time, because I was I had some family come in and stop and see me, the family that doesn't cook chili, my sister and my sister-in-law, but at the same time, I was left alone a lot, and I didn't know what to do with the baby, and I was missing everybody in Vegas. That's where the cook-off was last year, and I remember being on the phone listening to the announcements, and my husband made finals in green, and I screamed, and the baby jumps. And so it was.
Had you on the phone listening to the announcements?
Yeah, exactly. And both when the salsa and the green are on the same day, when they did the announcements for that, I was on the phone listening. So I really didn't even have to hear him repeat everything. I could actually hear the announcements. They stood close enough to the speakers so I could hear and be a part of it. And the same thing on the red day.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
how old is your stepson?
My stepson just turned 21 2 days ago.
Is he competing in Worlds this year?
No, he did not qualify, and I just asked him today, and he's not going to make the trip to Last Chance. But he is planning on coming down and hanging out for the day for red.
Oh, okay, good. Is he there right now?
No, he's not.
Oh, okay. Because we're always looking for different types of folks who are competing. As you may know, most of the people who compete are over the age of 15, so we're looking for all kinds of folks.
Yeah, and that's the one good thing that I'm excited about this show. Whether John and I end up appearing on the show or not, is hoping that it would really make the ICS known, the charity and the work that we do, and also try to maybe attract some younger cooks. I'm only 33, and it would be nice to have some people closer to my age as well.
Okay. So now that your stepson's not going to be in the world, are you qualified for red, or are you doing Last Chance?
I'm qualified for red.
Okay. You're qualified for red. Whose butt do you want to kick this year?
I always want to kick my husband's, and my father is cooking Last Chance, so I really am hoping he makes it.
Do me a favor. I'm sorry. I'm going to edit my voice out of this.
Okay.
So when I ask you a question, if
You want me to repeat it?
The question into your answer.
Certainly.
So you can say, "I always want to kick my husband's butt," or
Yes.
"I'm really looking forward to beating my husband this year."
Got it.
All right, go ahead.
Sure. This year at the Worlds, I'm looking forward to beating my husband. The last 3 times we've competed against each other, I have, so I'd like to keep the streak going.
And what are your chances this year?
I don't know. He's getting better and better. Sometimes I think his chili's better than mine, so it makes me nervous, but I don't know. Somehow I seem to always manage to do well at the Worlds, so we'll see.
You know, I talk to a lot of couples, and they say they basically go with the same recipe, but that each of them has their own little twist that makes it different. How different is your recipe from his?
My husband and I cook very different chili. I think there's some things that are kind of basic. We use the same basic ingredients when we come down to some garlic and onion and cumin and things like that. But when it comes down to our chili powders, we actually use the same kind, but totally different amounts. And there are a couple things that the 2 of us do differently, and our chilies taste nothing alike.
Alright. Is yours better?
I think it depends on the day, honestly, if my chili is better than his. There's some days, depending on the environment and the weather and how much one of us stirs or how much we're paying attention, that mine's better than his, and there's some days where his is better than mine.
Alright.
And I think
what's the name of your chili and why is it so special?
My chili name is Heaven Sent Chili, which is on my shirt, and I got the name Heaven Sent Chili from a comment that I received. I used to compete as a junior cook, which is an under 18 division. I've actually been cooking for 19 years, and I got my chili name as a comment. Someone left on as a comment after they did the judging, and someone said it had a heavenly scent. So I named my chili Heaven Sent, with scent spelled S-C-E-N-T.
That's very cute.
I usually wear a halo at the Worlds, which is great that it always happens right before Halloween, because somehow it always gets damaged in the travel. So I buy a new halo, and you'll see me bouncing around the Worlds wearing a halo. And my very first one, which is broken up at this point and I can't wear anymore, there's no headband, I actually carry on the top of my cup when I turn it in for judging for good luck.
Very cute. Are you wearing, so what are you wearing right now?
Right now I'm wearing my red chili shirt that has my chili name Heaven Sent Chili on it, and a pin that was my mom's. My mom used to cook chili as well, and it says Chili Bitch. And I'm also wearing her lucky socks, and this is where I'm going to have to do acrobatics, or my husband's going to move the camera so I can show my socks, which were hers as well.
Wait, so these are your lucky socks? Does that mean you wear them year after year after year?
I do wash them, though. I do wear my lucky socks at a lot of cook-offs. I think I had my first salsa win and my first verde win, and definitely my first red win wearing these. So I don't always remember to wear them, unfortunately, at every cook-off, but I do take them to the Worlds and wear them at the Worlds. I don't want to rub the luck off.
The times that you've lost as well?
I think there have been a couple times I've been wearing when they lost, but I try not to let it faze me, and I just wear them again.
Okay. What are you like during competition? I mean, you seem sweet, you seem rather low-key but bubbly. When you're in the middle of a competition, do you get intense? Do you get nervous? Do you get angry? What's your attitude?
During a cook-off, I probably go through a wide variety of emotions. In the very beginning, when I get to the cook-off site, you're sizing up the competition, setting up your cook area, making sure I have everything exactly where I need it, and then I sit back and relax. I want to get set up and be done. That way I'm not searching for things when it comes time to need it. And then when I'm cooking the chili, I get pretty serious up front. I want to get my stuff done, stay focused on what I'm doing so I don't screw anything up. And then there's a period where I don't have to do a whole lot with my chili, and so that's when I'll run around, talk to friends, see what everybody else is doing, run around and see what's going on at the event and have a good time. Probably the last half an hour before I turn in my chili is the time where I get the most serious, when I get the most irritated with my husband because he's a space encroacher and will put his things on my table, and I'll start throwing things back at him. But I get pretty intense at that time, and that's when I don't want people to bother me. I'm usually pretty nice to the public, but if they start bothering me in the last 15 minutes, sometimes I do come off a little bit abrasive, and we'll have to tell people, we're coming down to the home stretch, come back in about 15 minutes, and then they can have all the chili they want.